I'm subscribed to the Scary Stories Reddit on Reddit, apparently. So every once in a while, whenever somebody new puts a story on there, I get an email about it. So I just keep reading these scary stories whenever I get an email. Well, today, this one's about mirrors. Basically, it's just like, I hate mirrors. I've always hated them. Ever since I could remember, the person on the other side of the mirror has spoken to me. They're exactly like me. They tell me not to go. They never answer where to, though. Sometimes I see them crying when I'm smiling. Sometimes I'm crying when they're smiling. I've been able to touch them before. Their skin is soft, almost too soft. Like you could almost rip it off. They say their world is not nice. They say their world is horrible. Everyone's smiling. You can't frown. They've cut their mouths from ear to ear so you're always smiling. But she's not old enough yet. They don't cut them until later on. I've tried to go into their world, but she always blocks me. I'm looking at her right now. She keeps telling me to run. Run from what? She just freezes. Then, I slowly see a tall, smiling figure with overgrown arms down to its feet. It slowly approaches her. Then everything goes dark. And I'm just, if that doesn't give you, like, the creeps about mirrors, I don't know what will. Like, my mirror, personally, is already covered because of a situation that I had a long time ago with the mirror. Not a long time ago, it was like a couple months ago, but nonetheless, the mirror stays fucking covered unless I'm taking selfies or something. So, like, I mean, the story behind the mirror is, like, one day, I used to have my desk between my closet and my bedroom door. And so my laptop and my extra screen was on there, and my mirror was in the corner next to my dresser. And from where you can stand in my doorway, you can see in the mirror, but the mirror is only facing the desk. So you can't see yourself in the mirror whatsoever. One night, I was going to bed, and I decided to go out of my room and go to the bathroom, and I came back, and I looked in the mirror, saw that I could see my legs, and then I was just like, huh, cool, I can see my legs. Went to bed, thought for a second, and I went, wait a fucking minute. Can't see my legs in the mirror, so I got up, did that entire thing again, and then looked in the mirror, and saw that all I could see was my desk, and I just went, nope, and covered the mirror. And that night I didn't sleep with the lights off. I just kept the lights on.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, nope, not doing that. We're not doing that tonight. Yeah, so the mirror has been covered ever since. I have not uncovered it unless I'm taking selfies, like I said.
I mean, that's a mood, though. That's a big mood.
Fucking mirrors. What the hell? Come on!
Let's just make this one the mirror episode.
Okay. I will search for mirrors in the bar after this one, because this one's kind of long. Okay, my grandmother was always very religious and superstitious. My mom even told me that she practiced voodoo when she was younger, but my grandmother never told me that herself. One thing my grandma always told me was she hated mirrors, but not just any mirror. Mirrors were safe as long as they weren't paired with another. If two mirrors faced each other, an overlap could happen. I never really understood what she meant by that, but I assumed she was crazy and senile. When I was 28, I bought my first house and moved in with my girlfriend and her dog. She had 2 bathrooms, and one on the first floor and one on the second floor. As soon as I stepped into the second floor bathroom for the first time, I felt a shiver down my spine. After all those crazy stories my grandma told me when I was a kid, I had developed a slight uneasy feeling about mirrors. This wasn't just any mirror, though. There was a large mirror in front of the bathroom sink and a rectangular-shaped mirror on the other side of the room, too. They faced each other and reflected each other. When I looked into the big mirror in front of the sink, I could see the back of my body when looking into the reflection of the rectangular mirror on the other side of the room. Even though I felt childish as hell, I thought it was kind of creepy and left the bathroom in a hurry. Just as I was about to open the door and get out, I saw something weird in the corner of my eye. I saw what I thought looked like my hand, even though there was no possible way for it to be reflected all the way over there. It looked completely motionless, and I could see the rest of the body that was attached to it. Just as I was about to freak out completely, I heard my girlfriend calling out my name downstairs. I turned back to the mirror, and my hand was gone. I had trouble sleeping the following night. I woke up and heard a crunching sound from the first floor. My girlfriend wasn't in the room, and I called out her name and got no response. The crunching sound continued. I put on my robe and went downstairs. Even though it was 4 a.m. and in the middle of June, it was still dark outside. The crunching sound came from the kitchen. I followed the sound and saw my girlfriend sitting on the floor, hunched forward. She was eating our dog with a slight grin on her face. She was wearing a kind of old-school nightgown that I had never seen her wearing before. I stood there frozen in shock and disbelief for a couple of seconds before taking a few steps backwards. She suddenly turned her head with 180 degrees, around 180 degrees, as if she had no neck, and looked at me with an offended expression on her face. That's when I woke up and realized I had dreamt the whole thing. I was sweating and kind of nauseous. I looked at my watch and noticed that it was 4 a.m., even though it was still dark outside. That's when I heard a crunching sound from the first floor and noticed that my girlfriend wasn't laying next to me.
Oh, no.
Nope! That's why we don't like mirrors. What the heck?
I mean, like, even if you look in, like, the Brothers Grimm, when did they start writing their stories?
I have no clue.
I'm gonna look this up, so of course the internet lies, but this is a podcast.
Yeah. I'm looking for more mirror stories.
Grimm, right. So they wrote in 1812. So you have to remember that all these fairy tales about mirrors, too, because there's some creepy ones.
Yeah.
There's always been some mystical, feeling for people when it comes to mirrors and reflections. I think if you look into the Fae, there's some connection with mirrors on their side, I believe. And there's even scrying with mirrors. So, mirrors. Are they part of your daily life? Maybe they shouldn't be. But no, definitely, mirrors are weird. And in one of our previous conversations, so is the moon.
The moon's fucking weird, okay? That's a completely different story, though.
That is true.
I can't find anything. I'll just go back to scary stories.
I'm just looking up random scary stories about mirrors.
I always just go on Reddit for scary stories. Spooky? Okay. I'm just reading oh boy. My reflection isn't me. Okay, so this is one, I think.
Ooh. I found one too, but you go for it.
Okay. So I got bored earlier today and went to one of those accounts on Instagram that only posts scary things, and I saw something on there about how you can trick your reflection and see that it's not actually you. So being stupid, I went and tried it, and OMG, it worked. I tried stepping away from the mirror where you can see your reflection and jump in front of it, but only look at it in your peripheral vision. You might notice it was somewhat off. Now try staring dead at your reflection, focus in between the eyes, right on the bridge of the nose, until everything but the bridge of the nose is out of focus. Then sort of express emotion or something that makes you feel a positive or negative emotion. If it worked, you probably saw something in your eyes move out of place. Now grab a ruler, go back into the room with your mirror, turn off the lights quickly grab a piece of hair, holding it against the ruler, and turn the lights back on with the length of hair. And its hair might be different, but be careful now. It knows it knows something. Now it knows something. Okay. There's no, punctuation in this entire thing, so I'm literally losing my mind. Avoid turning your back to your mirror, and don't do anything worse to let it know that you know what's up. Back to the story I did earlier. It's now 2:30 a.m. I just went to the bathroom and stared at my reflection down, and asked myself if this is really my reflection, or I'm being stupid, or is this just me forcing myself to believe? But as I walked out of the bathroom, I gave my reflection one last look, and it gave me a cold, deep look of almost hatred as I glanced back that sent me chills down my back. What? It did what now?
Deep chills along her back, apparently.
Okay, this said 3 months ago. I'm gonna look in the comments and see if, did anything? I don't know if it did anything.
Oh, who wrote that? Who wrote that? If you can pronounce their name.
Unknown Boy 68.
Okay. While you're looking through those comments, I'm going to read a story from Parole Model on Reddit. He or she posted this 5 years ago, and her story is called The Man in the Mirror. Very, very original title, if you ask me.
Oh, I just found it too.
I used to visit my friend at her house in a rural farming area before she moved. I'd sleep over a lot, and we'd just hang out and draw. I usually slept in the living room on the couch, and there were 2 mirrors in the room fairly close to the TV. When the TV was off, and I was walking by, I started seeing shadows move behind me. I thought it was just a warped TV screen or something. Then one evening, I walked into the living room to get my sketchbook so I could sketch in her bedroom. I bent over and picked it up, stood up straight, and looked in the mirror, and there was a man behind me. There's more, just go for your comments, because I know you found them.
No, the one that I found, Man in the Mirror, it's a completely different story, it's the same title.
What? Ooh. We'll have to read both of them and compare. Are you ready?
Yeah, keep going.
Okay. A man standing in the hallway leading to the living room. He was average height, bald, and a bit old. I turned to look at him, and no one was there. Turned to look at the mirror again, and he was gone. I felt a little unsettled, spooked. Another time, we were just sitting in the living room, and we heard what sounded like little kids' footsteps running across the stairs quickly. She had 2 adult siblings, but they were out at work, leaving us alone. Around that time, I decided to sleep in my friend's room instead of the living room. Only to wake up in the middle of the night to see 4 of her posters slowly getting peeled off the wall. It wasn't them falling and dragging each other down. They looked as if someone was carefully unsticking the tape and taping them back down. The next morning, my friend put them back up saying, "I need to get better tape for these." She and her family eventually moved out because they couldn't afford to live there anymore. We never really talked about what happened in the house, as if talking about it would make it worse. But after she moved, I finally said, "Dude, your house was haunted. I hope you realize that." She replied with, "Yeah, I knew it was. Some guy and his granddaughter lived there, but he killed her and then himself, so it was probably them or something. I didn't tell you because I didn't want to scare you away from hanging out with me." Then she dug out a copy of a news article that she got from a local paper about the murder. The picture that went with the article was of the man I saw standing behind me. Unfortunately, I have no clue where to find that article now, or if my friend still has her copy. If I dug enough, I could probably find it, but I don't have the time, and I don't live near that area anymore. I don't even remember her town name or address because they moved out close to 10 years ago. So you'll just have to take my word for it. And that was Parole Model, The Man in the Mirror.
Oh my. That's so creepy. Just thinking about the fact, just looking in the mirror and then seeing a figure behind you, you're just like, cool, let's not. I'm super sensitive, obviously. I'm super sensitive to the fucking ghost world or whatever. And an empath and all that fun stuff, and it's really fun. I don't like it personally. It just makes my life 10 times worse. But I mean, sometimes I'll just be like vibing and doing something, and then out of the corner of my eye, I'll just see something, and I'll look over, and it like pops away, like it's taunting me, like something's taunting me, and I'm like, no, I'm not coming after you. I'm not gonna come and see what this is doing.
I know how people die in horror movies.
I'm not dumb. I'm not the dumb blonde. I'm
the smart ginger.
Like, damn. I just find it so funny how, like, I know that it's this same ghost every single time. It's the same figure that will just, like, stand in my peripheral, and then I'll look over and it'll pop behind a wall.
Oh,
like,
no.
It's taunting me. Like, every single time it's taunting me. So it doesn't matter where I am. Like, I will be at work, and I'll see it, or I'll be going to the bathroom at 4 a.m. and I'll see it, and it scares the shit out of me. Or, like, all these different things. And it's just like, bro, leave me alone. Just let me live my life in peace. I don't need this empath stuff going on.
Oh my goodness. Did you know?
I was talking...
Sorry, go for it.
I was talking to one of our friends, Chloe. I was talking to her the other day about me being an empath, and she's just like, do you ever, like, see ghosts? And I'm like, yeah, occasionally I'll see them and try and have a full conversation with them, but then I realize that they're a ghost, because sometimes I'm just like, oh, they're a person.
Yeah.
No, half the time, they're ghosts. And when they try to speak to me, I can't hear them. Fun fact, I can see you, but I can't hear you. So that's the fun part. You would think that making somebody hear you when you're a ghost would be less energy, but no, apparently making somebody see you is less energy.
Maybe you're just, like, really focused. Like, I've heard of this before where people can hear the voices. But fun fact, Lily, did you know that my old house, like when I actually lived in a house, it used to be a drug den and a lot of people died there?
No, I did not.
My childhood home often had, like, little weird things happen to it. So, for example, we had this railing that was supposed to be, like, industrial strength. One day I leaned against it and the entire thing fell, and the thing is that it was a straight drop into the second stairwell.
Oh, jeez.
To concrete.
Oh my gosh.
And the only reason I didn't get myself killed is because my brother was right, like, on the staircase. And he caught me.
That's so lucky, oh my god.
So, like, things like that happened a lot.
That reminds me of another story, but you can continue talking about this.
No. Please go, because I don't like thinking about it.
Okay, well, a really long time ago, when I was, like, super young, I don't even remember how young I was, but it was before I moved to Texas, so it was before I was 7. My mom worked for this guy who owned a bunch of, like, cabins, like, out in it. I don't know how far out from Seward, but you know Seward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's out of town, outside of town on Seward, but I don't know how far outside. I just know that the cabins were, like, up against the mountains. So you had to, like, drive quite a ways to get to them. But my mom used to clean them for this guy, and sometimes when she couldn't have a babysitter, she would take me and my sister. Well, fun fact, I did a little research the other day because I was like, I want to know about this cabin area that I remember from my childhood but can't pinpoint it. And I found it, and apparently it's on, like, ancient burial land or some shit. Like,
uh-oh.
I don't know what it is, but I just remember seeing a lot of people commenting saying, I don't like staying here because it's creepy and stuff like that. And my only memory from that is me helping my mom, and then my mom telling me to go check on my sister, because she's a year and a half younger than me, and at that time I think I was maybe 6 and she was 4. So I went and checked on my sister, and she was fully, like, I don't know how she got up there, but in this cabin there was a loft, and it was, like, a pretty good distance. It was probably 10 to 15 feet off the ground.
Oh, oof.
And she was hanging through the railing, having a seizure.
Oh my god.
She was turning blue and everything. And I just remember thinking, how did that happen? How did you get up there, first of all, because you're 4. Second of all, you've never had any showing signs of anything to do with seizures. Why are you having a seizure? I didn't know it was a seizure at that time, but I was like, I distinctly know you've never done this before, so. And so I went screaming to my mother, and we had my mom was too hysterical to drive, first of all, so her boss had to drive us to the hospital.
Oh my god.
So my mom was losing her mind, and then my sister, she turned out completely fine. The doctors have no fucking clue why she had a seizure. She just randomly, for some reason, made it up a 15 feet of ladder, like full adult ladder, to the loft, and had a seizure between the railings. And that's, like, one of the things I remember. And I wish I remembered more about it, and was, like, able to pinpoint different things about that memory to see, like, what exactly I remember, because I'm sure there's more to that memory, but since it's been so long ago, I don't remember a lot of it, so.
Especially since it's kind of a stressful memory.
Yeah, and so stressful memories for kids kind of just, like, block that out.
Like, block that crap out of my life.
Yeah, but I think that in some way, shape, or form, there was something that was trying to kill my sister.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously if the doctors had no clue what was going on, then something else was going on. So I don't know. But obviously it's not happened any time since then. Mm-hmm. She's never had a seizure after that. I mean, she's anemic, but that's fucking about it.
She's just a vampire. It's okay.
She's just really bad with iron, you know? Yeah, like, ghosts are weird. I don't know.
Ghosts are weird. I think that's just another quote.
Ghosts are weird, man. Do you want to go on to the next mirror story? The Man in the Mirror? The other one?
Yeah, go for the other Man in the Mirror story on Reddit. Please tell us the name of the Reddit user too, because to give him credit.
Yeah, this one is Fire Lord Perry on Reddit with a it picture. Cool. This was a year ago. It starts out saying, "This is an old story that our family didn't discuss much back in the years until it happened again this week." Fun!
Uh-oh.
That's already, we're off to a great start. It was 2005 when it first happened. It was a blackout in our town because of a devastating storm. We bought a lot of candles and fuel for the town hall, announced that the absence of electrical power could last for 2 weeks. I was 7 at the time, and I had a younger brother who was 5. Since there was nothing else to do during the nights, my brother and I always went to bed early, while our parents, my sister, eldest, who was 10 at the time, and our nanny usually told stories and exchanged ideas about certain topics. One night, after around half an hour since my brother and I went to bed, my sister saw a figure in the mirror. According to her, the figure was peeking out from our parents' room. She couldn't see it clearly due to the house only being lit by candle. My sister said she thought it was just me or my brother messing around. She said it looked like a boy, grinning very wide, just like how I or my brother would do when fooling around. My sister laughed and shouted my name and said, "Fuck off." My parents and our nanny were shocked and asked my sister what she was saying. My sister accused us of doing that, so they checked on me and my brother under the kindness that we were already sleeping deeply. My sister cried hard when she found out that no one was messing with her. The adults searched the house and found no one. The next week, one of our cousins, who was 8 years old, and a guy who lived a few blocks from us, told told a scary story. He said he saw a grinning boy in the living room mirror. Turned out it was the same night my sister saw the same thing. It was indeed a scary story, but we, didn't talk much about it because my sister was kind of traumatized. I would be too. Not until next week, 14 years after, my sister and I have moved out of our house to work in the city. Just my younger brother now, who still lives with their parents in the same house. Wednesday this week, our parents were out in our farm, and my brother and his girlfriend were in our house. My brother's girlfriend suddenly freaked out, sending my brother out of his room and went to hug her, while asking why she's screaming and all. She said she saw a man in the reflection of the living room mirror. My brother immediately searched the house with his baseball bat for a possible burglar. He found no one, nothing. When asked to describe the man, my brother's girlfriend said he was around the age of early 20s, standing in the corner of the room, looking directly at her while grinning. We are now wondering if the boy my sister saw in our mirror 14 years ago was the same man my brother's girlfriend saw this week. Is it possible that the boy grew up and decided to show himself in the same mirror again after many years?
Ooh.
Wild.
That's a horrible, like, a specter that grows up as you do.
That's like an entirely different conversation. Oh my god, what, like, you ghost age?
Well, often, like, isn't, like, the pop culture, like, or assumption that they don't? Because they're frozen?
Yeah, the assumption is that they don't, but obviously, according to that story, they do.
So that makes you wonder, is it only specific ghosts? And does it have to do with if they're bonded to something, or to someone?
Maybe it's, I don't know. Because obviously it's only scaring females. Well, no, that's a lie, because it did scare that one little 8-year-old boy. So, it's not only scaring 8-year-olds, but also, like, I'm trying to figure it out. This is that meme that, if we don't have the police, who's gonna solve the murders? White women with podcasts. That too. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right, yeah.
Just the two Alaskan friends who are white girls are gonna solve it.
I feel like we could probably solve a murder, man. Like, if we actually went into detail and tried our best to research everything.
Especially since I have a background in forensics, yeah.
Exactly, like, I'm a fucking stalker. Like, everyone knows this. Everyone knows if you give me a name, then I will literally find every information on this person that I can find on the interwebs. And normally you can find a lot. So.
Oh my god.
Which is, like, really scary when you think about it. But also, like, if I'm that good at finding somebody,
there's a reason. Which is
exactly.
scary.
There's a reason that whoever made me the way that I am.
I will say this. I do have the tendency, this is just for all our viewers out there, because even though we have none, all of our future listeners, if there are any at some point, I have the tendency to make friends with people who, I'm just going to be really brutally honest, are stalkers.
Yeah, apparently.
Or they're really good at it. Because I'll tell you what, Lily, you do this, like, stalking thing. Do you realize that one of our mutual friends, Morgan, does it too?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
Do you realize she stalked me?
What?
A little bit.
She stalked you?
A little bit. Not like actual stalk.
The only person that I've ever... okay, that's a lie. I've stalked a couple people in my life. But there's the only few people that I've recently stalked is, like, our friend Gavin.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the other person? Shoot, what was the other person? I spent hours searching for this person on the internet. You'd think I'd remember their name. Who was the other person?
Oh, so just so you guys know, Gavin at some point will probably come up at some point on this
He'll
podcast.
probably pop in here eventually, like...
Every once in a while, probably.
Yeah, I don't know.
Those will
He'll
be full of
eventually
chaos.
come here. Gavin or Chloe.
And Brendan.
Or maybe both, you know?
Not Brendan.
We might have... You know, occasionally we might have 5 people join.
Oh my
which
god.
sounds like a lot, actually. But, you know, we'll figure out a little situation for that to make sure that it's not chaotic.
We might have to just do story readings that day.
Yeah, just have, like, specific stories set out for people to read.
Instead of just this very impromptu, let's just read about mirrors episode.
Well, you know, that's the best kind of episodes. Like, it's just you and I.
Yeah.
The main hosts. It's just you and I, just chilling.
The business major and the biomedical science major.
Yeah, fucking exactly. I mean, who better to have a podcast about random things, right? You know?
Right? Would you like to continue talking about mirrors or no?
Yeah, I have another story.
Okay. As do I. So whenever... Oh my god, my sword.
Me.
No, like, I actually have it unsheathed and everything right now.
Oh my god, why?
Because it's my sword and it's my baby.
That's mood. Okay, fair enough.
I'm gonna try to find a sword shop in Springfield. I think there might be one.
And then I can get one.
Yes. And we can just be badass ladies.
Heck yeah, man.
Oh my lord.
Okay. So, are we recording?
Oh yeah.
That's
I
fine.
never
We can
stopped.
just have a... Oh, great. That's fine. You might hear a little bit of a singing spot in there, but it's okay.
Hey, you're good.
Anyway, this will just be like one of our sidetrack things. Which there will be a lot of them. But anyway, we just text. I told him that we were doing a podcast. Dumbass. He was just like, where though? And I said, we're still on the Discord chat. Oh, he's popping in, okay.
Oh, he's popping in. Breathe.
Yeah.
I'll pull up my story and you pull up yours.
My laptop's closed.
Woohoo, you better pull that up.
No, it's fine. My laptop's not good yet, so it's okay.
Okay.
He said, he's just like, unless you don't want me to, and I'm like, enjoy, I don't care.
So, mirrors, huh? Hello, Gavin.
So, like, I was asleep for about an hour. I get a Snapchat that wakes me up.
It's
been
me.
a couple minutes. It's been a couple minutes on TikTok and check the Snapchat. What the fuck is going on?
That's a quote. Little mirrors, huh?
What's going on?
We're dying.
Oh, you're dying. That's
dying.
fantastic.
We kind of went off topics, and then we're just like, okay, we're gonna switch back to mirrors, and then she joined and she said, so mirrors,
So, like,
huh? And
when
I'm
you
like,
say,
yeah.
when you guys like say paranormal mirrors, do you like mean like kind of like what I did with the D&D session, or like is that something different?
Yes,
Kind
I
of.
know.
A little bit, but not at the same
Like
time.
scary
Like, we're just talking
Reddit
about
stories.
Oh, so like the part of people being stuck in mirrors is the same, but like you can't like, yeah.
It's more like ghosts communicating through mirrors.
Or them
well,
just like
that's-
suddenly
Oh, so
disappearing.
Bloody Mary, got it.
Yeah.
Kind of, I guess.
Just an assortment of mirror stories from Reddit. There's 2 different stories named the exact same thing.
There's the man in the mirror.
That is such a clever name.
Oh, that's what
she
I
found
commented.
one, and then I found one, and then I was just like, "Oh, look, it's the same one." No, it wasn't.
Because,
it was a completely different story.
Because that, like, the session I did, I called it the man in the mirror. I name all of my sessions.
What kind of-
sessions.
What kind of
I'm gonna go
tree is
eat.
this?
That's some sign from the universe.
I named it
I'm
the man
not
in the
going
mirror.
to the bathroom now. There's no.
Actually-
You cannot make me.
No,
go
wait,
to the
I'm
bathroom.
sorry.
There's going to be-
However, the name has been updated to the voyeur in the mirror.
Oh,
Nice. That's perfect. I just poked myself in the eye.
Good job.
That hurt a lot.
Much proud.
I
Much
wonder
proud.
why.
Hey, Gavin, guess fucking what?
What?
Guess who guessed that we're dating?
My grandma.
Alyssa. She guessed.
Hello. I forgot you were here.
Yes. I
Yeah, she
figured
guessed
it out
it,
like
too.
a
I
few
thought it
days
was
ago.
fucking hilarious. I just kind
I'm
of
on-
yeah.
I kind
I'm
of
on-
went a whole blunt thing when, like, you guys are dating, right?
I'm on 2% energy. I can't comprehend what's going on.
No,
God.
it's okay.
Back. Oh, fuck. I almost fell out of my chair.
My powers of
What
deduction
am I-
are freaking awesome.
The man
Powers of
in
deduction.
the mirror is after me. Man after the mirror is after me.
I don't think so. I think you're just the man who fell out of a chair.
This is fake. Prove me wrong. I looked at the comments on this story and it says, "This is fake. Prove me wrong." And I'm like, the person was just like, "Listen, this is just a story that my sister-in-law told me."
is it
Like,
called
come on.
The Mirror Scary Story by The Scary Story 1?
Yeah.
I looked it up.
So,
Is that the
You
same
guys wanna-
thing that you-
you guys want to explain to me how you, like, came to this? Also, I don't know, like, does anybody know who I am? Because all they're gonna see is my nickname, which is Dungeon Daddy.
No. You didn't have to say that. We're not recording the screen.
Oh,
We're just recording
Oh.
the thing, but I am going to include the Dungeon Daddy.
You're a big dummy sometimes, you know?
well, I thought you guys were screen recording.
No,
I don't
we're not
screen
all
record.
recording.
I
So
just
they-
do the audio, man.
So they, and I was like, all they're gonna is that my name is Dungeon.
Anyway, everybody, this is Gavin. I don't know if we're doing real names or whatever, but me and Lily are.
Well,
Maybe.
we already introduced them earlier on, so you know, fuck everything.
Yeah, everyone, this is Gavin. This is his voice. Get used to it.
Yeah.
Well, this
He
is
does-
my 3 o'clock in.
He also does really weird voices sometimes, which is kind of entertaining, but also sometimes very startling. Like, especially when you're
He
like
does
zoning
Yeah.
out. Especially when you zone out and then suddenly you just hear a random noise that doesn't sound like him,
And it
and
does
you're just
sound
like,
a
"What the
gnome.
fuck?"
Stuff like that.
It's kind of wild, especially when he's talking to me on the phone at like 2 a.m. and I'm sitting there just like zoning out, trying
And then
to
I
fall
just go,
asleep.
and then I just,
Oh, yeah.
He'll just moan in my ear, and it's just like, "What are you doing?"
I
Literally 5 a.m.
The only motion that should be happening is from the TV.
So here I am scrolling through my TikTok to check my analytics, and the first thing I see is I want to burn alive like
That's me. That's not me. Wait, hold on, that's me.
I want to burn alive. I didn't know you liked my video, but cool. Thank you for liking my video.
I have so many likes on my videos, and it's like so nice.
No,
How many people have liked my mental breakdown video? Oh, 4 people. Nice.
So, like, just so everyone knows, they are currently recording this in my D&D.
server
Like,
instead of our
We have a whole other chat set up for this.
But
But we finish our session, and they're like, "Nah, we ain't gonna leave. We're gonna sit right here, and we're gonna record our podcast." Well,
Yeah,
Gavin tried to
how
sleep.
long have we been recording at this point?
About 3 hours.
no, let me actually look because I have been recording. Oh, it's not even.
How long?
2.
I mean, that's still kind of long. But then again, we do have a lot of, like, off-topic conversations.
Also,
and then, like, that span of time where
long
we
pause.
just didn't talk anything.
Wait, we're gonna talk about spooky fucking mirrors.
Let's read the story!
You know what? Hold on. No, that's a quote. Hold on. No, let me add that into the quote. We're gonna
listen to
let's
the
not
spooky
fight.
fucking
We're gonna
mirrors.
talk about spooky fucking mirrors.
Okay, so this, did you find the same story that I found?
did, but you're reading it because you're better at reading.
Hell yeah, I am. No, I'm not, because you literally had me voice act earlier, and I literally was attacked by a lamb burger. So.
Well, but to be fair, you didn't get that
it.
part. You got a different part.
I did get a different part, and I'm pretty proud of that part. So.
Oh, yeah, Gavin, I may use you, by the way. That
Why?
came out wrong. I may use
For
you as
a voice
Oh,
actor.
yes, it did. Oh, well, you see, now Lily is already using me for her happiness, so...
You know what, asshole? Obviously, it's not fucking working.
Oh, god damn.
Because I'm still depressed.
Okay, again.
Well,
spooky
I'm
fucking
sorry that
mirrors.
I'm not good enough for you.
Well, you'll never be good enough for her, okay? This is
I
speaking
have
as her mommy.
lots of. Thank you, Alyssa.
Well, I'm just gonna go.
No, stay. You have to
stay.
listen to this story.
Oh god.
At least
Do I have
2.
do I have to give my input?
Not
No?
necessarily, but it would be preferred. You know, that'd be cool. Just like involve yourself in the
podcasts-
conversation. You know.
Podcasts
Okay,
are
I'll
about
think-
talking, but okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll think about
This is how.
No,
podcasts
no, like
work.
I just want a podcast. No, like I just want a podcast where everyone sits in silence for.
That's not happening, especially
That's
not
called
on ours.
hanging up. That's called sitting and staring at a wall. Okay.
No, that's called watching paint dry as your friends try to constantly find you, but you're actually a dead body in a shed. That was way
Exactly.
off
Oh my
topic.
God.
My goodness.
Has this happened before?
Maybe.
Maybe. You never know.
With me, you never know.
The fuck am I listening
I brought a
to?
beaver hen to school, man. You know this. Things with me get wild.
We're
Gavin.exe really wants to exit the chat.
no. Okay, let's settle down, kids. Let's read this story.
Dead beaver hens.
Okay.
They're good.
Oh my God! Stop.
Please, so please forgive me if I do pass out in the middle of the story.
We'll just
I'll
boot
just
you.
yeet you out of here. It's fine.
We'll just get the snoring and then leave.
I'll yeet you with love. He doesn't actually snore.
Really?
No.
Neat.
No, we've fallen asleep on the phone before.
I thought
I
you were
just
just
very
been falling
times.
asleep.
I
fallen
just
asleep
very
before.
heavily breathe.
Same. I do the same thing. Apparently, I make soft noise. I don't know.
It scared the shit out of me one time.
What do you mean?
You know what it's like waking up and then going, huh?
Yeah.
That's all
No.
I heard, and it scared the absolute shit out of me.
Well, I mean, my sister talks in her sleep, so I'm really not that surprised that I make noises.
I would rather have talking and then rather than that noise.
than random noises. Okay.
Yes. That, because I know what the talking is. Okay, let's talk about spooky fucking mirrors.
Okay. So it's called The Mirror, Scary Story, in like parentheses. So this is not my story. This happened to my sister-in-law a few years ago and her brother. I don't know why I took in a shaky breath. It was the shakiest breath I've ever taken.
That is how powerful the story is, man.
I'm sure that's what
Just-
that is.
It's just like you don't even know what it's about,
YOLO,
but you know
mister.
it's fucked.
I've just been looking at it for like the past hour and a half, and I haven't
Same.
read it yet. So,
That's me reading a book.
That's me
So-
writing my book.
yeah. So me and my sister-in-law, who I will call Alice. Hey, I use that name for a character. We're
were sitting in the kitchen talking about weird things that would happen to us, and we got to a point where we were talking about ghosts. She told me about a mirror that her family used to own and how it ruined her and her brother's minds as a child. She told me that her father was walking home from work one day and was going past a man who was throwing stuff away. He saw a mirror that a man was about to get rid of and thought it looked really good. Reluctantly, the man gave the father the mirror, and he went home. After the first mirror was placed into the brother's room, and it didn't cause much trouble until a day or so later, when the brother would wake in the night and scream and cry. Me too, I do that all the time. He said that a weird goblin creature would pop up from behind the TV and throw things at him before disappearing behind the TV. The parents didn't think much of it at first and just let him be. It's fucking Jeffrey.
It is just Jeffrey. Like, this is what I'm getting. That's the vibe I'm getting right now.
Do you guys want to explain who Jeffrey is?
Yes, this is just you running into your grand. It's like it's evil Jeffrey.
Except
evil
with a better voice.
Evil Jeffrey really has. I've got the better voice between me and Evil Jeffrey, so you know.
Oh yeah, you do have better voice than Evil Jeffrey, because Evil Jeffrey is a little tiny goblin that tries to kill you in your sleep.
Literally, see? Exactly.
Legit.
In the mirror, the brother would see things happening and changing, along with seeing this goblin creature more often. For a few nights in a row, the brother would continue to complain about the creature, so they took the mirror out of his room and put it in Alice's room instead. They hadn't hung the mirror yet, however, so I was neatly laid on the floor where you could only see your legs and under the bed, and whatever else was there. Alice noticed weird things happening, but she left a few things out about it, so curiosity got the better of her when she felt that she wanted to take a picture of her legs in the mirror. That's what I want to do. I just want to take pictures of my legs in the mirror.
Never take pictures of your legs.
She stood and took the photo, only to have her heart stop for a moment. Between her legs was a small Victorian-looking girl with long, dark hair and extremely pale, yet transparent skin. Alice showed her parents that they quickly got rid of the mirror. She said they deleted the photo out of fear that the girl would stick around.
Can we, just real quick, can we hop back for a second and play the Pornhub intro? Because, yeah, that's where that was going.
Oh my god, no. No. The activities stopped in the house for a while. I thought I would share this with everyone since this was probably the weirdest story I've ever been told by anyone in my family, but it interested me. I will never stop. I will never buy a secondhand mirror ever. Me too. I have a mirror that is secondhand from my parents, and it's covered now, so I mean,
so wait, when you were trying to see now this is just a lesson to never try and take a picture of your legs, because you never know who's going to crawl out of that mirror and trying to try and rape you.
What? No, I mean,
that changed my mirror.
So I saw a pair of legs that weren't my legs, so obviously I'm gonna be like, fuck that.
It's just like I'm thinking this woman's just like, I want to take a picture of my legs. Okay, first of all, I don't know if that's just a woman thing, but who in her right mind just is like, I feel like just taking a picture of my legs today,
Because sometimes you feel fucking sexy.
Yeah, but why just your legs?
Because they're sexy.
Let's see if my Wi-Fi's still on.
Anyways.
Oh well.
That, not only, but that is pretty weird. But first of all, what I was saying, in what world are you just, well, first of all, what kind of a ghost stuck in a mirror is going to try and Bollywood you when you're trying to take a picture of yourself?
He did say Bollywood. Okay, cool.
Okay, so, Lily, who was the Reddit user on that one? Because we need to give him credit.
Yeah, give me a second, because my Wi-Fi broke. So, do you still have the picture?
Nope.
Okay, hold on.
Ah, son of a bitch.
Mirror. Scary. I can just look the story.
No,
I can just look up the name.
I legit found why you shouldn't leave your kids alone around mirrors, and I went, because my 4-year-old niece smashed one in our last apartment.
Okay,
no, that's incorrect, because you never know. You might be taking a picture of your legs, and then you just get Bollywood.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
No,
Moving
never
on.
know.
Oh, shit. I just dropped my water bottle
On the computer?
on my floor. And my parents can hear me.
Ooh.
They sleep right underneath me, but it's okay. It's just my water bottle.
That sounds very wrong.
They can hear me. That's weird.
All the things.
Just-
Anyway.
Just gets really super intimate with the mic and just goes, they can hear me. What the fuck does that?
Me.
Okay.
Except I didn't get close to the microphone. The microphone.
Microphone.
Okay, the user of that story, who wrote it was The Scary Story 1.
Okay. So, this is
The Scary Story 1.
How long ago was that?
A year ago?
Can I take a guess? Oh, I was gonna say like 2018, but...
2019, bitch.
Okay.
2019, bitch. Before everything went terrible.
Exactly.
Nah, not either.
Can we just read random stories now?
Yeah, I'm gonna read one more mirror one, and then we can just do Spooktacular or whatever the fuck comes up.
Oh, yeah.
Because the main idea is mirrors for this episode, but we'll probably make it into several
Bro,
episodes.
Oh my god, there's a
just
scary
this
story
session.
about Disney.
I should just bring up the narrative, bring back the scary story I wrote about, like, the Amala's dead parents.
Oh my
I should just bring that back.
Well, we're probably gonna have... Actually, you know what would be really fun?
What?
Is doing a short story podcast session one day. And we just have short stories that we tell.
Yes.
I got like hundreds of those.
But you know what we also could do?
What?
Is not only we do that, but maybe we do a random generator where we put in the names of the stories. And then whoever, does it, they have to read someone else's story. Does that sound like something you guys would be interested in?
Yeah, I'm down.
Sure.
So someone please type that into Hyroll Podcast, because I don't want to type it.
Okay, what am I typing?
Words.
Scary story generator.
Yeah, scary story generator.
Wasn't it short story generator?
Yeah, short story generator. Yeah, what he said.
I was thinking along the lines of sex story generator for some reason, but okay.
No, that's safe sex. We don't bring that back. We could do we could do a romance novel reading one day of just we open up a random page and have to read
See,
the page.
For that one, we'll just do my entire love life.
No.
Not your most recent one, bitch.
No, all of them will be depressing.
I hope not.
Well, most of them.
I'm insulted.
Let me change that. Most of them will be disappointing. 99% of them will be disappointing.
You better lower that number because Lily's here and I will destroy you if you hurt her.
Oh, see, that's why she's the 1%.
She better be.
I'm the 1%.
She better be the
1%.
one that completes your 10. Let me rephrase that. She better be the 9 that completes your 1. There we go.
For some reason, I was getting pedophile vibes off of that. For some reason,
Well, now she's the pedophile. Get over it.
she is a pedophile.
Wait. Hold on. Let's back up.
What are we backing up into? Because I don't think it's getting much bigger if we back up.
God damn it!
I'm literally gonna go die.
Okay, I've actually got a suggestion one day.
Okay.
I think most of our members have had that awkward interaction where you know someone likes you and you're like,
Oh my god. I've never mind see what
I've had
that I had recently.
Actually, I'm gonna be honest. Alyssa, your character in our campaign actually reminds me of that shit every day. Because you're just a special needs gnome, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what it's like? Obviously, I have, special needs people are fantastic people, and I respect them. However,
where is this leading up to, Gavin? Let's be careful.
I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this because we're still friends. Alright, so this autistic girl, okay?
Uh-huh.
I don't know if she was autistic. She's special needs girl. We'll say special needs girl. Had a crush. And she asked me out. Do you know what it's like looking at a 4'8" girl who genuinely likes you and just basically having to say no to someone who is special needs?
Yes. Actually.
That shit's hard.
It is, because you don't want to hurt them, especially because they're your friend.
And not only that, like, you don't know what the emotional implications to their mental disability is.
Yeah.
And I was just like, how do I not break you?
Who do I not break you?
How do I not break you?
Oh, man.
Anyways, we're still friends today, and everything's great. So,
hell yeah.
And she's got her girlfriend now. So
That reminds me of a situation that I went through earlier.
And I think this just might be a new segment.
Yeah, it's another segment. It's fine, because I don't have to get up until, like,
I don't have to get up until 3 in the afternoon, so I got another 12 hours.
Until 2, so, you know.
Actually,
you
I
got
don't
me
need
for,
to
like,
get up in the morning. I don't need to get up. I'm so excited.
You got me for like another 45 minutes, and then I should really go to bed, but yeah.
Not for me!
Let's talk about our depressing love lives!
Well, basically, what this one guy did is Gavin knows about this guy. I don't think Gavin likes this guy.
No, look, tread very carefully. Because if you piss me off too much and I ask for his address, where he lives, what he looks like, what his preferences of car are, what his driver license is, and I will beat his motherfucking ass.
I'm not gonna give you any of that, because I already took care of it. He knows I'm not interested, for one.
Oh, okay.
2, he knows I have a boyfriend, so...
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's this guy.
Yeah, it's this guy.
He knows exactly who I'm talking about.
I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah, so basically he texted me one morning, and I wasn't even awake yet. I was, like, still asleep. I had to take a really deep breath. I don't know what's going on in my body. But...
Many things.
Me 24/7. I don't know what's going on in my body.
Maybe it's that new perfume that I bought today that's kind of, like, messing with my lungs or something. I don't know. But,
what did you do? Just, like, open the bottle, point it in your mouth, and go...
She breathed in the liquid to cause pneumonia. Sorry, let's get
okay, let's actually let her talk about her story.
Okay, basically he texted me one morning. He's just like, I would really want to cuddle you and, like, have you be the little spoon. And I just went, I didn't answer. I didn't respond. I read it, and then I went, okay, I don't know how to respond right now, so I'm just not going to. And then later, he and I had a conversation. What?
I know how to solve this situation.
Oh, wonderful, because I already solved it, so,
let me cuddle him.
Oh my god. Buddy, I don't think that's the right move right now.
That's
yes, it is.
What I want.
The gay... Okay. No, look, this is a rule you should live by, okay? The gayest solution is always the right one.
That's not always true, because sometimes I don't feel gay for people. Okay, like, you should understand this, Gavin. Sometimes you don't feel gay for people.
I'm sorry that my pansexual ass is just like, what? Give me.
Well, no, because I'm more of a character person. That sounds really weird. Like, a person's personality and character.
You know what? Before we embarrass ourselves, how about we move on?
Yeah, well, I continue, please?
Yes, sorry. Yes. We're dumbasses. Just get over us.
So, later on that day, I was talking to him. I don't even remember what the conversation was. It was some dumbass thing about, like, a game or something. And I mentioned that I was dating somebody, and he was just like, "Oh, you're dating that guy now?" Because I had told him that I had a crush on him. And I went, yeah, I'm dating him now. And ever since then, he hasn't said anything. He did buy me a game, so that was cool, but I can't even play it because I have a MacBook, so, that's fun. That was his fault. Like, he spent money on me, and I can't even play it or anything, so I really don't care.
I like how you say that he just immediately, that just proves to me that he wanted in your pants.
Yeah, he hasn't really earlier today that he did compliment me and call me hot, but otherwise
Bitch.
I just said, thanks, bro.
Alright, good, you friend zoned him, good.
I'm really good at,
Friend
bro
zoning
and
awesome.
broski and man and kiddo.
As long as you constantly friend zone him, I'm okay, seriously.
Bro, I already do that.
It's
good.
Very fun to friend. That sounds wrong. It's very
It is
easy
really
and
fun
safe.
to friend zone people.
It is.
Really fucking fun to friend zone people. Because you're just like, Gavin,
No.
why are you typing?
What are you doing?
My phone lit up when Gavin is typing. We don't need to have this conversation right now. That's a conversation for tomorrow.
Oh boy.
But I'm not going to be awake tomorrow and I work tomorrow.
Well, then I guess it'll be a conversation for me just yelling at you and you reading it when you wake up.
Yeah.
That's how that normally works anyway, so.
Definitely.
This is me calling out to everyone who's never going to listen to this.
Because
help me.
Pray for him.
Help me.